What is up, you guys? It's your favorite tarot reader, and I am back with another read. Okay, honey, period. Okay, so this is a late night read. I usually don't even read this late. It's going on like 1 o'clock in the morning. But one of my goals was to make sure that I was filming a certain amount of videos a day, and I did not want to end the night off doing something that I knew I was capable of doing. So I want to go ahead and film this video for you guys. I am taking personal readings. You can cash at me at money_capricecooks. You can also email me or Apple Pay me at capricecooks@icloud.com. Alright, I work on energy. Energy is fluid, so this could be about you. This could be about the person that you think about, or anybody's thinking about you. Okay, I'm gonna leave that card out. That's the Pisces card. Also, time is an illusion, so this could be about the past, the present, or the future, but somehow it's affecting you now. Okay, so this is going to be a reading for my Aries, spirit guides, ascended masters, soul family, twin flame family. Please be here with me at this time, helping me receive a message to deliver to the collective of my Aries for January 8th through the 14th, okay? This is going to be a message from my Aries. So the first card we popped out is Pisces. So I feel like just tapping into like fish, that's like a lot of currency, a lot of money. So I feel like for this week, there's a lot of money coming in. If you have your own business and stuff like that, I feel like the way that you're tapping into how to get money is from your okay. So all of us have different lives. All of us have land lives, water lives, air lives, all of the elements. Like, we have lives where we have had to survive that. So in this land life, I feel like there is a need for your water, for like those emotions, for, you know, like the tempering of your emotions. I feel like whatever areas I'm tapping into has a lot of water in their chart, and I feel like for sure also I feel like Aries isn't even like your sun sign. Now, of course, there are going to be Aries who, you know, have the sun sign in Aries, but I do feel like there's a lot of water. I feel like for some reason I'm picking up on your emotions helping you get money. So maybe like actually asking for help, or, you know, being vulnerable at your job, or asking for a raise, or, you know, using your emotions to kind of like benefit you. I feel like that could be really, really important to your finances this week, okay? Also, I feel like if you are like an emotional healer or a therapist or something like that, you're getting a lot of clients. I feel like don't be scared to be emotional with them. Don't be afraid to tell them your truth. Okay, we have the Libra, the Cancer, the 4th house, and Jupiter. So you have 2 water signs right off the bat. So Cancer and Pisces, I feel like somebody is, with this Cancer card here, I'm picking up on mothering skills, like a muumuu, like somebody is wearing a muumuu, somebody mother wears muumuus. 303, thank you, and masters. I feel like somebody is feeling sympathetic towards their mother. I feel like somebody is feeling sympathetic towards like their home life or domestic life, because with the 4 here, that's all about home and stability and comfort. If you look at the picture, this is a bed. So I'm hearing like bedroom boom is calling for you. So I feel like somebody has a great idea too with the Libra card here. This is the idealist. Somebody's coming up with ideas about how to be harmonious, like how to come into union with somebody. With the Jupiter card here, I feel like somebody is wanting to expand on something, like expand on potentially a relationship or some kind of like cycle that has been like going back and forth. I feel like somebody is ready to roll the dice on some type of option or opinion, or 404, thank you, to the masters, like on some type of choice. That's the word that I was looking for. Somebody's trying to roll the dice on some type of choice, and I feel like this person doesn't know like which way to go. Should I move back in with my mom? Should I not? Should I forgive my mom? Should I not? I also feel like there's like a family heirloom that is being passed down to someone. I feel like somebody is learning about their background. I also feel like somebody is trying to do like ancestry DNA or something like that. 33, thank you, the masters. Somebody is really tapping into themselves. I also feel like if you are in a shelter and you are applying for new jobs, I feel like you're gonna get it. Ask your mom to use her address, or ask a friend or somebody like that to use their address, because I'm hearing that this job is yours. This job is yours. Continue to speak it into existence, queen or king. It's yours, okay? Also hearing that somebody could be going into real estate. Somebody could be buying properties and flipping homes. Somebody could be buying like an apartment building and then, flipping it, making it look nicer, and then raising the price from what it was. And that could be like rolling the dice, because it is in a impoverished area. So maybe you don't know if people are going to be able to afford the higher rent. But I feel like if you make it look nicer, people who have more will be guided more towards, coming to pay that price. But also that is gentrification. So it's kind of when they try to make a poor area look nice to attract people with money. 33, thank you, Cinema Masters. But what that does is that runs out the people who can actually afford to live there, and only afford to live there. So be careful with that. Make sure that your prices are affordable. If you are starting your own business, it is very important that you make sure your prices are affordable for your targeted audience, okay? Yes, you can have high expectations of yourself. Yes, 555, thank you, Cinema Masters. Yes, you can be like, oh, I deserve it. But at the same time, you do, especially as a light worker, we want to make sure that we are giving back and that we are providing services that are available to the people who need it, even if they can't necessarily pay for it, okay? I've been getting messages about like calming down my free readings, because I used to go on Facebook and I would go live and do free readings for like 2 hours. But now I'm doing it to where if you share my videos on YouTube and like leave a comment down below and stuff like that, then maybe I'll give you like a quick question reading or stuff like that. Like I've been doing little things like that to where people can still, hone into my services, but it's also not like I'm doing everything for free. Like they're doing something for me as well. And if you didn't, check out my ancestor video for January 2020, I think it was December 6th, because in that video I talked about the exchange of goods. Like, you give me something for this, you give me something for this. Now, if y'all didn't know, I get quest cards. That's like food stamps. That's what they used to call it back in the day for us older people, or for y'all older people, because I'm not that old. But yeah, so I didn't have quest all last month because I didn't have a job to verify that I deserved it or whatever. So I didn't have quest all month, and all last month I was sad. I'm like, damn, like we gotta eat the food that's in the house. Like we don't really have anything. I was like upset, but then I have been getting messages that like they're telling me that I don't have to rely on this. Like I can make it. I can get it how I live without having to rely on the government, without needing to be put into a box. 33, thank you to the masters. So what happened was this month, January, I end up getting double. So I end up getting the money from December, and then I also end up getting the money for January. Now, what's crazy is I usually don't get my stamps till the 14th of the month, but I got my January stamps early, and then I think for December, I just hadn't checked because I had already thought that they weren't going to give them to me. But they said my application was approved December 2nd. So I'm pretty sure I had the funds on my account, but I didn't spend any. So now what happened was I asked my mom to like buy my quest. And I know I probably shouldn't be saying that because that is illegal. I asked her to like buy my quest or whatever. And I felt like I had gotten like $500 in quest, and I only needed like $200. So I had $300 whole dollars to like sell and make $200 from. So that's what I did, and I made that $200 to help me with my rent. So I feel like where I'm going with that is that God is like saving money, like saving things for you, like taking things away from you right now so that they can be given back to you when you need them. I feel like with this fourth house here, this is about stability. This is about not having to worry, not having to stress, not having to sit here and cry yourself to sleep, not knowing if you're going to be able to take care of your kids or your bills or your home or your food and stuff like that. And what I realized was that I could real life survive off of what I had in my house. I could real life fast and eat fruits and eat vegetables and eat, foods that were like I'm not going to say cheaper, but cheaper meals. Like I didn't realize that I was living a life that was not necessary. Certain things are just not necessary in life in Aries. I feel like what y'all are realizing is that you can like expand your mind as far as to like just because you're used to name brand or something doesn't mean you have to stay in that. Or, just because you've been living alone for a long time, it doesn't mean that you can't go back with your family if you can't pay your bills and stuff like that. There are a lot of things coming into fruition for us right now at this time, especially like our dreams and our goals and stuff like that, as far as like career and walking in our mission and stuff like that. So naturally money and shit like that is going to be expanded, but I feel like during the process it's more so like needing to trust and have faith, 10, that gives the masters, that God is going to provide for you. Okay. Now, it's late and my memory is kind of weird, so I don't know if that, like, all went together or if I, like, went on a tangent. But, like, yeah. So, we just gonna rock with it, okay? We gonna rock with it. So, let's see. Can I please get a message for my Aries for, I almost said December, for January 8th through the 14th. So, something that happened in December could definitely be playing out. The card that fell is number 15, One Ring Circus, but I'm not going to take it. I feel like somebody is a clown. Like, I'm hearing, like, clown-ass niggas. Like, nigga, you a clown. Like, fuck out of here. So, you could be needing to move back in with your parents because you're going through a breakup. The 7, like, into the unknown. I feel like you're tapping into some energy that, like, you didn't really expect. Like, I feel like you're going into something that you didn't expect to be going into. With sad embrace here, I think you guys should definitely look up number 79. But with the sad embrace here, I feel like this is somebody, like, potentially, like, spending a lot of nights crying. Like, I'm hearing, like, crying over you, wishing for you, hoping for you back or something like that. Outside of love, how I'm reading this, I feel like you've been at home sad. 33, thank you, Cindy Masters. I feel like you've been at home kind of, like, in your thoughts, kind of, like, focusing on, like, your habits, trying to rejuvenate yourself, trying to come out of your shell, trying to allow your wings to kind of, like, soar into the unknown. I feel like you've kind of just been doing things blindly, trusting the process, trusting God, going with the flow. I'm hearing you're not forcing relationships anymore. You're not forcing situations. You're not forcing friendships. You're not forcing careers. It's kind of just like whatever God has for you, you're becoming the idealist. Whatever idea, 12, thank you, Cinemasters, whatever thought or idea, I don't know why, but it's freaking me out back here, like something is back there. But whatever thought or idea is being manifested to you, I feel like you're using it to your advantage. Even if you don't really know what to do with the information, I feel like you're still using it. You're still speaking it. Or something like that, into the unknown. And she has her hands up, so I feel like this is a need to surrender. I need to surrender to the shit that you don't know. Like, sometimes we just don't know shit. And for me, I know a lot of the time, like, during my process, during my twin flame journey, I've been like, fuck that nigga. Like, he ain't coming back. He don't want to do this. He's not doing that. And honest to God, the truth is, like, we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Like, we don't know what healing is being taken place. Like, who are we to say you're taking too long? Like, bitch, do we not understand how long it took us to get to exactly where we are? Like, I don't think, a lot of the times I think we don't understand that. Today, I had looked in my phone and I saw a note from, like, 2015, and the time step was 12:33, and I looked at it and I'm like, damn, like, God has been talking to me before I even know it. Like, I have been awakening and changing before I even know it. So who am I to say that, like, my twin isn't changing? Or that my twin isn't, making ways to come back home to me. I don't even know who my twin is. 33, thank you, Masters. I don't know. At this point, I'm still just trying to figure me out. I'm still going with the flow. With the mountain here, this is kind of like water can't just, move through the mountain. It just goes around it. It just goes around it. I'm not going to try to force myself through this situation. I'm not going to force myself to be healed or force myself or to believe that, my masculine is healed. All I can do is wait for things to kind of, like, come into fruition and wait for things to, like, get around whatever it is that's in their way. Because with the number 54 here, this is encouragement. This is you being encouraged by your spirit guides and your ancestral team to kind of ride the wave, to go with the flow, to allow, whatever blessings are going to come in to come in. Time is an illusion, and I feel like a lot of the time in the Matrix, we get so caught up with flying high that we tend to think that our lows are bad, you know. But if you look at a bird, you know, birds don't just continue to fly just because they know how. At some point you have to descend. At some point you have to fail. At some point you have to be humbled in order to learn those lessons. You know, at some point you have to take a rest from soaring so high. You have to rest your wings. Like, you have to be in that sad embrace, and you have to take on whatever lessons and stuff that you learned, and you have to rejuvenate your mind, your body, and your spirit from all of what you just went through. Because whenever we're ascending, we're fighting a war. Even if we don't know it, we're fighting a war or a battle between either ourselves, our demons, spiritually fighting a war, fighting against the world, fighting against our friends, our family. Like, a lot of the times when we are ascending, we're going through that ascension process because we're fighting something. And we're learning and we're becoming better because of it. You know, and I feel like it's so important that we kind of tap into more than just time and how quickly things are coming into fruition and things like that. Even like me with manifesting my rent being paid. Like, you know, I spent a lot of time in January being fearful of my rent not being paid. Like, I spent about like 2 weeks really believing in myself and really, you know, having faith that things are going to come true. But then like the last 2 weeks, I'm like, fuck, I don't have anywhere near the money that I'm supposed to have. Like, I'm not going to have it. Like, I was freaking out and I was crying. And you guys already know because I did post videos about it in my Prayers of a Light Worker, where I was crying about my dad not being able to pay my rent. And at the time, like, I thought that I was manifesting and I thought that I was using my wishing well to my advantage, you know. But now I see, like, I was keeping myself stuck because the momentum was fear. The momentum that I was continuing was fear. Me not being able to move forward, me not being able to pay my bill, me not being able to see the hot air balloon in the sky. It missed all the fucking fog. I didn't see that red hot air balloon was my guides making sure that my bills was paid, even if I couldn't see it through the fog. You know, even if I didn't have that confidence enough to know that God was going to have me taken care of, you know, I see it now through what I went through that descension process. Like, through me feeling so down on myself, I realized, like, damn, like, even when I had descended and I had become humbled, you know, God showed me that through becoming humble, I had to ask for help. And when I decided to ask for help, I had received that help. So I feel like now I'm coming into the position where I see that time is an illusion. And just because last month, you know, I didn't get my rent until the last day before I needed to pay my rent, it didn't mean that I didn't get it. So who am I to say that, you know, things are not going exactly on the fuck track that they're supposed to be on? Who am I to say that I'm not moving at warp speed? Who am I to say that my twin isn't, or that my friend isn't, or that my soul tribe or my business partner who I'm manifesting to come into my life, even if I don't know them yet, who am I to say that they're not on a fast track to me? You know, I feel like a lot of the times, like, things are really unknown. A lot of things are hidden from us. A lot of times people think their third eye is open until that bitch is really fucking open and you realize that bitch, you're a god or a goddess. Like, to realize that you have God within yourself, even, and I say it all the time, like, yeah, I'm a goddess. But to real life, tap into that edge of consciousness where it's kind of like, you know, deep as fuck. Like, it's kind of like, bitch, like, I'm powerful. And sometimes power can be scary. You know, sometimes power can be abused and all type of shit. And when you realize that you have that much power, I feel like a lot of people run from it because they're not ready to hold on to that power. They're not ready to see the power that they hold within themselves because they don't even feel worthy of that power. And when you don't feel worthy of a power, that's when the fuck you abuse it. So, you know, be patient with your ascension process. Be patient with having power, because be patient with even having money, because with money comes power. You know, the power of freedom, the power to do what you want to do, the power to live how you want to live. That is power. That is divine power. Money is power. And even though money is earthly, in this realm that we're living in, money is power. Period. I don't care if you're a hippie and you living on the fucking coast of this world and you don't got no fucking money, like, at all. At some point in your life, you're gonna need money. Whether it be for medical bills, for medicine, for fruit, for veggies, for motherfucking pads and motherfucking sanitary napkins and pencils and motherfucking, I don't know. But in this earthly realm, we need money. Even in the ruralest countries, even in the fucking the Sahara Desert. I don't know places. I don't know the world. But I'm just saying, like, everywhere on this earth you need money. Because money is power here. That's why they say money is the root of all evil. That's why they say that money is not the root of all evil. The power that comes with money in the wrong hands is the root of all evil. 2020, thank you, Ascended Masters. Okay? 1144 on my stove. Like, money is truly power, and when you aren't able to manifest as much money as you want, it's because you don't have that sense of control. Like, I can control myself. You know, I can control the things that I do with my money. I can control my actions. I can control who I become with this money. Because money is a responsibility with the 10 of Wands. You know, and we're coming into a position where we want to be rich. A lot of us are manifesting riches and wealth and health and abundance. But we have to be prepared for all of that shit. You understand me? Like, we have to be able to cope with having all that shit. Like, a lot of celebrities be depressed as a bitch because they thought they was fucking ready to handle all that shit. But I don't think, you know, they realize how much give and take comes with having money. With all that money, you have to give back. You have to give thanks to God. You have to give praise to God. You have to, like, do something to prove that you are worthy of that money, or else God will take it. 333, thank you, Ascended Masters. God will take that shit. And with the 6 of Pentacles on top of the into the unknown, the 6 to the 7, I feel like this is a sense of, like, not even realizing that God is bringing you in abundance. That God is bringing you in money. I heard your lonely days are over now. 222, thank you, Ascended Masters. So to me, that could be like somebody coming in to help you financially, as far as like a significant other, someone who's very generous, someone who wants to move in with you, someone who is tired of being lonely, someone who wants to offer you this Ace of Cups, someone who feels like it is their responsibility to let go of restrictions holding them back from you. 222, thank you, Ascended Masters. Okay, I feel like somebody was really restricted, which is why they rejected you in the past, or which is why they rejected your job offer or your job application, which is why you didn't get that promotion. Like, I feel like, you know, they didn't know. But the Hangman here, and I definitely feel like some of y'all are dealing with the Pisces because, my panties is out. Anyway, like I said, it's fucking midnight here. But anyway, did y'all see that? I just got so fucking scared. I feel like some of y'all are scared of what's to come. Like, nervous about what the fuck is lurking around the corner. With the Hangman here, that's why you're at a standstill. Because it's like, even though you want to expand, there's still a sense of, like, needing to love yourself. There's still a sense of, like, needing to know that you deserve this expansion, that you have worked hard for this expansion. 3339, thank you, Ascended Masters. I feel like you need to be telling yourself every day, like, I deserve this. I deserve this. You know? Ride the wave. Why is ride the wave here? Because 3 of Wands, you've been waiting. You've been waiting for a while for your fucking ships to come in, to have the things that you want, to have success, to have riches, you know, and you've had a lot of drama in your life on your path, you know. 7 of Pentacles, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I feel like you've had so much drama within the household, within your family, fighting, you know, fighting. I'm seeing like antelope, cantaloupe, antelope or cantaloupe, but I heard both. Somebody could be eating a cantaloupe and antelope. Somebody should look at that up for spirit animal. I feel like this is the hunter becoming the huntee. So I feel like a lot of people are like hunting you down, like kind of like wanting to stop you from reaching this success. So a lot of exes are coming back, a lot of old friends, a lot of triggers are happening around this time to knock you back down off your responsibility. That's why the Knight of Swords is here. Drama, swords, people communicating with you, like people being mean, people being rude, people in stores bumping you and shit. Like, bitch, I'll kill you. Like, who you for? Like, first of all, bitch, who you bumping? Like, what do you mean? Like, what? Like, and I feel like you're needing to be patient with the Hangman here. Like, you're needing to be patient with your process. Like, even though we spiritual, bitch, like, we can get down on a bitch ass, like, real fast. Like, we can go down a bitch throat real quick. Okay? So, I feel like we're needing to be patient with ourselves, like with our own process. Like nothing is gonna happen overnight. Like you can be spiritual and still get attitudes. You can be spiritual and still get mad and cuss people out and all of that. You're not gonna be of love and light all the fucking time, bitch, and that's okay. That is so okay. Like it's acceptable. You know, we have to love on ourselves enough to know that like all of our feelings are valid. You know, even when we fuck up, I fucked up tonight and snapped on my mom. I didn't snap on her, but like I had an attitude with her, and then I apologized. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I shouldn't have done that. You know, like, because I'm coming into the position where I want my daughter to always forgive me. So why would I not offer that to my mom? Because I know that it made her feel some type of way, like that I was upset. She's just probably like, why are you always upset? Like, what did I do? Like, even if she's not saying it, or even if, you know, she's acting tough as if like, girl, ain't nobody did shit to you. Like, seeing her daughter be mad at her still causes guilt within herself. Like, even if she doesn't know it, or even if she won't admit it, like, I can sense, like, when my mom knows that I'm irritated, I can sense that she tries to be overly nice. Like, she's like, oh, just give her a cookie, like talking about my daughter and like little stuff like that, and I can tell that she's just trying to get on my good side, and that hurts my feelings. Seeing my mom trying to get on my good side, it's like, who are you to do that to her? Who are you to do that to your mom? You know, so I made sure that as soon as I got home, I sent her a text message like, I'm so sorry, I'm an asshole, like, please forgive me. Like, you know, I feel like we're needing to come into the position where we are forgiving ourselves for, you know, our little fuck-ups, or our mishaps, or us being humbled, because that happens. Dissension is a thing. Nobody is just going to always be great. Like, that's just, even fucking presidents, they have a certain amount of time that they can be president, but you can't be president forever. Shit is stressful, bitch. Shit is stressful at the top. Like, at some point, bitch, I need to come down. Like, if you go to Mount Everest, bitch, at some point, you're not going to be able to breathe, bitch. Like, you need to come back and get some different air, bitch. Like, it happens. It happens. And I want y'all to know that it is so okay to fuck up, okay? It is okay to fuck up. It is okay to not be perfect. Like, y'all are perfect in y'all fuck-ups, okay? Period. I hope y'all enjoyed this reading. I hope y'all forgive yourself. Again, I am taking personal readings. You guys can cash at me at money_Caprice_Cooks. You can also email me and Apple Pay me at capricecooks@icloud.com. Y'all right? I'm out of here.